All right, welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a book that's less of a get-rich-quick scheme and more of a how-to-not-die-poor survival guide. It's William Bernstein's The Investor's Manifesto, and trust me, it's the perfect map for the financial wilderness. Let's get into it. You know the feeling, right? It's just chaos out there. You hear about market crashes, crypto going to the moon, then back to Earth, and everyone from your cousin to some guy on TikTok has totally different advice. It is so easy to feel completely lost, maybe even a little terrified. And that feeling, that's exactly where our story starts.
Look, the hard truth is, the days of just handing your future over to someone else are pretty much gone. Like it or not, you're the one in the driver's seat of your own financial life now, and that's our call to adventure. This book, The Investor's Manifesto, is basically the guide you need for this journey you didn't even know you were on.
Now, every great quest needs a mentor, right? A wise old guide who knows the path. But the guide for this journey, well, he is not who you'd expect at all.
So who is this guy? Is he some Wall Street titan? Nope. William Bernstein, the author, is actually a practicing neurologist, a brain doctor. He came at investing as a super smart outsider, figuring it all out from scratch. And honestly, that's what makes his advice so refreshing and, frankly, so easy to trust.
And this quote is where you can just take a huge sigh of relief. Bernstein's whole point is that you do not need a PhD in finance to get this right. The stuff you actually need to know is surprisingly simple, which means this whole financial security thing, it's totally achievable for anyone who's willing to learn just a few basics.
Okay, so like any good adventure story, the road to financial peace isn't exactly easy. Bernstein says there are 3 huge dragons that every single investor, no exceptions, has to face down.
So here are our monsters. First, the market beast. That's just the crazy nature of investing itself. Second, the enemy in the mirror, which is, you guessed it, our own brain. And third, the Wall Street piranhas. Yep, the financial industry. Let's take them on one by one.
The first dragon is basically a law of financial physics. Risk and return are just 2 sides of the same coin. You absolutely cannot get high returns without also accepting that you're going to have some painful losses sometimes. And if you want perfect safety, well, you're guaranteed to get low returns. That's the beast. You can't escape it.
This quote from Bernstein, this is your magic shield. It's your built-in scam detector. Anytime, and I mean anytime you hear someone promise you amazing returns with little to no risk, you should hear a giant alarm bell going off in your head. Remembering this one rule will save you a fortune.
Now this second dragon, oof, this one's the toughest. Why? Because it lives inside your own head. Bernstein says your brain, with its panic buttons, its love for a good story, and its tendency to get way too confident, is your single biggest enemy in investing. Your own emotions are more likely to make you poor than anything else.
So how in the world do you fight your own brain? Well, this quote is the sword you use. Our minds just crave simple stories, like, this new tech changes everything, or the world is ending. These stories feel good, but they lead to terrible financial decisions. A disciplined investor knows how to tune out that noise.
And the final dragon, it's the system itself. Bernstein doesn't pull any punches here. The financial industry is not designed to help you. He sees it as this swarm of piranhas, just experts at nibbling away at your money through crazy fees, high commissions, and complicated products that help them, not you.
And if you're wondering how he really feels, this is the actual title of one of the chapters in the book, Muggers and Worse. I mean, it doesn't get much more direct than that, does it? His message is clear. Being suspicious of the industry is a basic survival skill. So, you've met your guide, and you now know the dragons you have to slay. It's finally time to get the treasure. But in this story, the treasure isn't a pile of gold. It's a simple, powerful, and totally doable plan for your future.
This is it. This is the whole playbook. It's not sexy, it's not complicated, but man, it works. First, just save. You gotta save. Then spread your money out. Diversify, like crazy. Use super cheap index funds to do it. And this is a big one. Your investing should be boring. If you want a thrill, go to a theme park. And finally, once you have a plan, just stick with it. Ignore the headlines.
This right here, this is the heart and soul of the whole book. It's such a huge mental shift. The goal isn't to hit a home run and buy a yacht. The goal is to make sure you have a comfortable, secure future and don't end up in poverty. It's all about security, not about gambling. So,
We've made it through the core of the manifesto. We went from being totally overwhelmed to feeling like we actually have a handle on things. But the story isn't over.
Just think about where we started, feeling lost in all that financial noise. But now, you know the dragons you have to fight: the market itself, your own brain, and the industry. You've got a trustworthy guide in William Bernstein. And most importantly, you have a simple, concrete plan. You're ready.
And that's where we'll leave it. Bernstein's book gives you the tools to build that solid financial foundation to get one of life's biggest stressors out of the way. And with that foundation set, it leaves you free to answer a much bigger and way more important question.